This episode is brought to you by Trunk Club. You want to look good when you're on Jabba the Hutt's pleasure barge. TrunkClub.com.
Konnichiwa.
Konnichiwa.
Konnichiwa. Episode. My name is Graham Elwood.
I'm Chris Mancini.
Hey.
Ohio.
Ohio. Konbanwa.
Episode 218.
218, ladies and gentlemen, from beautiful downtown Hong Kong, Tokyo, capital of East Korea. This is
It's a very international city.
It is. It is unbelievable. This is a very special episode. It's our second international episode.
It is.
First ever episode anywhere in Asia.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you want to count Seattle. We've never done a show there, so it doesn't count.
No, it doesn't count.
It doesn't count.
Either way.
That's what a stupid thing to say. Who was the idiot who said that? So we have such a very special episode. Probably our longest running fan, in terms of she's been listening to us the longest, right?
Sure, you could put it that way. Longest running fan.
Yeah, that sounds so stupid. That's such a dumb way to describe it. She's a marathon runner? Like, we've been drilling her teeth and asking her, is it safe? So, that's been nice. Ladies and gentlemen, we've talked about her numerous times. We are here in Japan. Please welcome...
It is safe, by the way.
It is safe. It is safe. Please welcome big fan Japan, Sanae, a.k.a. Sandy.
Welcome.
Hello.
Konnichiwa. Konnichiwa. Hi.
Hi. Are you going to only speak Japanese?
Hi. Comedy film nerds.
We were playing a game earlier. We would give her American movie titles and have her translate them to Japanese.
Yes. The Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
The Godfather.
Godfather.
Oh, okay.
Or Tokyo Godfathers.
Tokyo Godfather.
What's Tokyo Godfather?
Isn't it animated?
Are you just making things up?
No. It's a real one. Yeah.
How about Rambo?
Rambo. What's it so far?
Breaking 2, Electric Boogaloo.
Mm-hmm.
See, that didn't come out.
But if it did, well, how would it sound?
Say it again?
Breaking 2, Electric Boogaloo.
Breaking 2, Electric Boogaloo.
We're literally going to do this for an hour, folks.
Yeah, so
that's all this episode is going to be. It's going to be that.
Lawrence of Arabia.
Arabiano Lawrence.
Oh, all right. Nice.
The other one.
So, Sanae, this has been awesome, running around Japan with the Earbuds crew.
And let us just say, we could not have done this trip without the fans. It's been unbelievable.
Impossible.
You, Andrea, and Andy have been our guides and almost our, I would say, spiritual mentors for our trip in Tokyo, Japan.
I would say chaperones.
Yeah,
I would
chaperones
use that
is an excellent term.
I would say handlers.
Yes, keeping us out of trouble, helping us order at restaurants, making sure we don't end up in Okinawa. And all these, like outside the city.
Loved it.
I'm sure I would love it, but I wouldn't know how to get back, is my point.
I would have.
Yeah, I wouldn't have, but no.
Chris wouldn't figure it out.
No, I would just panic and turn on my cell and then have Google lady guide me back.
Walk home again.
Yeah. But it's been really amazing, and you guys have really stepped up and made this trip so much easier. I mean, everything from meeting us at the airport to taking us to restaurants to taking us to sightseeing. It's been fantastic. It's been, granted, it's been constant work, and but it's been fun, constant work, and we've loved every minute of it. So thank you.
Yeah.
Domo.
どうも。どうもありがとうございます。ありがとうございます。
You, Drea, and Andy.
And your sister.
And your sister, yes.
Yeah, Natalie came in yesterday to when we went to Kamakura.
Natsue.
Natsue. I've been corrected 1,000 times on this trip.
Even the crew's like, no, Natsue.
Yeah.
I think you're the only one who can't.
I choose not to. It's not that I can't. It's that
Not can't, it's won't.
Yeah.
I think it's her. I think her name is better served as Natalie. That's what I think.
So it's her husband's Thor.
Yeah, she's married to a superhero. Yeah, so yesterday we got to talk about all the crazy things we've done.
Yeah, we have to.
The first day we got in here after flying on Malaysian Airlines through Kuala Lumpur
I think we're the first people to ever do that.
To go from
Newman to Tokyo in one trip.
Yeah, no one's ever gone from Newman, Australia, to Tokyo via Kuala Lumpur.
Yes, if somebody has, email us, because I think we're the first ones.
Yeah, I'd like to know that.
I'm going to call Guinness.
Yeah, we left early at Newman after a crazy running around the Outback with Russell Porter, who, again, Russell, another fan in Australia who helped us out.
Couldn't have done it without him either.
Could not have done it without him. Trying to find this mythical mining site.
Yeah,
that was.
That everyone said, "Oh, you can see it from the road."
Right, it was huge. You can't miss it. Really,
it'll be great. It's spectacular.
It just looks like the goddamn Outback.
Really? Well, no. This looks like a road with a mountain. There's no mine here.
There's no. Yeah. What is their definition of a mine?
And you can see all the equipment from the road too. There's nothing here.
There's nothing. There's nothing. Here. It was a goddamn ghost town.
Yeah.
There was nothing there. There was nothing there. There was nothing there.
Yeah. So eventually, if we kept driving, we figured we'd find Brigadoon. Yeah. But we turned around.
We did.
Because it wasn't 1,000 years.
But that was actually excellent, and we got good stuff. With Russell was very helpful. So again, another fan out here in the wild.
By the way, off-road driving at night in the Outback was spectacular.
That was pretty awesome.
Really fun.
He rented us these 4-wheel drive trucks.
And if it wasn't a stick shift, I would have split that driving with you because I really wanted to do it at the end. I'm like, that looks really fun.
Okay, well let's address the stick shift thing real quick, because you're like, Garrity's the only guy who can drive the stick shift.
Yeah.
I go, I can drive a stick. Because we needed to get a second truck to drive the Outback. You're like, what a stupid thing. Why would you learn stick? It's like learning Latin. And I'm like, you mean the thing that's now helping us drive around and shoot this movie?
Yeah, granted, Outback in Australia aside, yes, that is perfectly needed in Newman. If you go to Newman, you need stick shifts and one Subway restaurant where they moved a guy from Atlanta to manage it.
How the fuck did that happen?
You know what? I think that looks like one of those press gang kind of things. Like he just walks out of the store in Atlanta, they knock him out, and he wakes up in Newman, and he has to manage the store there.
God.
You've been promoted.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
How's this?
I don't remember how I got it. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, and the sandwiches were like $10, $12 each.
Yeah.
You got a lot of nerve charging that much money for Subway.
Yeah.
But it tasted great. We were hungry. So we flew through Kuala Lumpur on Malaysian Airlines. Actually, we saw some movies on the plane, which we will be talking about in a little bit. And then we arrived in Tokyo, and Andrea Hope picked us up, which was awesome. She was holding a sign that said earbuds and then #WorkAtJapan, which has now been the hashtag for every post we've done for the last 5 days. And then we met and we got to this hotel. They let us check in early, which was amazing because we had been traveling for
26 hours?
26 hours,
like
yeah. We were a filthy bunch of dirty Americans.
More so than usual.
Yeah. Yeah, Andrea.
She was very tolerant.
Yes.
She was.
Sanae, you got to meet us after we had cleaned up.
Very lucky.
Yes.
So then we filmed meeting Sanae for the very first time.
Yeah.
And what was that like, Sanae, for you?
It still feels like a dream.
Really?
Yeah.
How so?
Just till the very last minute, I didn't think you guys would make it. I mean, not that airplane would, crash or anything.
We wouldn't be able to work out the trip.
Well, it was Malaysian Airlines, so we could have disappeared.
And we had to do it twice.
Yeah. But just didn't think it would happen.
Well, we kind of had the same feeling. Yeah, we did. We were able to pull this together pretty much at the last minute, and we were able to do it. Yeah. We got to thank Squarespace for helping us out with that, too.
Thank you, Squarespace.
Create your own website, 10% off.
Arigato gozaimasu.
Arigato gozaimasu.
Arigato Squarespace.
Squarespace.
Yeah, then we got here, which was fun. Mm-hmm. And then we went to dinner. We all went to dinner. And then at this place that, what do you call that kind of restaurant we ate at? Where we
Japanese pub? Izakaya?
Yeah. Where you take your shoes off and then you sit, like, kind of down.
It was the perfect place to have the first meal in Japan because it was so amazing, but it was also, like, it was very traditional.
Right.
So it felt like we got to kind of experience everything, but the food was great. And
really? Even the squid?
Yeah, well, I didn't try the squid. There's a couple things I avoided, granted, but everything that I ate, that I put in my mouth, was excellent. And the sake, too. Like, I had never had sake before, so... and it was amazing. It was smooth. It was just really good.
So, you had a couple wines and sakes, too, right?
Nah.
No,
I didn't.
I remember, too, it's because the service is different, too, where, you get your own room to eat. And then... I think at one point, Graham and I said, I won't wait till the waiter comes back and go, you don't wait for a waiter. We have a button. And you just hit the button and he shows up.
That's right.
That was great. And then we rented a karaoke room because we were in Japan. We had to do that, which was great.
And it's a big chain out here, too.
Yeah, Big Echo.
Big Echo, yeah.
Big Echo. Big Echo.
Big Echo.
And you and Andrea, what song did you guys sing? It's a theme song to a cartoon.
First it was Battle of the Planets, the first one?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's been translated.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Or G-Force, I think it was called. It might have been G-Force.
I think it was G-Force in the States.
Yeah.
Gatchaman.
Can you sing some of that now?
No.
So that was really cool. Everybody did some great tunes. Jesse, one of our cameramen, did an amazing Joe Cocker.
It was impressive.
That was impressive. That's good.
It was really impressive. And then Friday we started raining. It was raining.
And it hasn't stopped.
Until today.
Yeah.
Today it's been sunny. I walked around all day today. It's been beautiful. It stopped yesterday, actually, in the middle of the Big Buddha. So yeah, then we shot. We were running around trying to find a location to shoot tonight. Now this hotel is right near this beautiful temple.
Yeah.
Several temples and shrines, and we got chased off of this one shrine. And then we were looking for a place to shoot outside, but in the rain, so where the Sanae and the cameras could be covered.
Right.
So we found this location in the back.
So it was quite a challenge. So not only did we have to find areas where the camera and Sanae would be covered, but we also had to find a place where we wouldn't get chased out of, too. It's all these factors had to come together for us to get the interview.
And then we actually found this beautiful place, and the rain actually, I thought, played into it nicely. It was sort of this nice rain. It was very green and lush in the back of that shrine. And it was really cool. And I thought you had a lot of really great stuff to say, Sanae.
Really? Oh, my God. I don't know.
What are you worried about?
I don't really remember what I said.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, we have it all on tape. So
yeah.
We'll play it back for you.
Okay, refresh my memory.
Yeah, it was really cool.
So let's talk about some of the places we actually saw.
Yeah, we saw then what did we do Saturday night? Did we do something Saturday night? Or where did we go Saturday?
Saturday we did Ghibli Museum.
Oh, the Ghibli Museum. That was really cool.
Amazing.
Andy Utek took us to that.
And I love the kind of speakeasy feel of it where you can't buy tickets there. Andy had to get them in advance. He said it wasn't easy, and because they sell out, too, and you have to go at a certain time. They make it so you really want to have to go to be able to go, and it was so much fun. You couldn't take photography or video inside, but we got some stuff outside. We got the... I put it on Facebook, the robot from Laputa, Castle in the Sky. But the whole museum, it was small, but it was amazing just to see the process, the animation process, everything from the stills to the rotoscoping of the characters, the animation. And then you got to see an exclusive short film that they only have at the museum. And granted, it was in Japanese, but I understood it. Yeah, I knew what was going on. Yeah. It was great. It was one of those kind of hidden gems. I don't think a lot of people know about it.
Right.
But if you ever come to Japan and Tokyo, you have to go. It's great.
What was the name of the area or neighborhood that it was in?
Mitaka.
Mitaka. Yeah, it was beautiful. That was really cool. And then so yesterday we were in Konagawa, which is how would you describe it?
It's south of Tokyo. It's a port town, Yokohama, Kanagawa. It's by the sea.
But how would you describe it? As you explained it to me, it's like at all these sort of shrines and temples and samurai.
Oh, you mean Kamakura?
Kamakura, yeah. I'm so sorry. I always get them mixed up. Yeah.
Kanagawa.
I'm sorry. I always get those mixed up.
I was thinking, he must have gone somewhere else.
Yeah, I just want you to name various areas.
Kamakura.
Kamakura, yeah.
Kamakura was that's the place where the first samurai became shogun.
Mm-hmm.
Was founded in 1192, and the first shogun sort of promoted the rise of Zen sect in Buddhism. So there were a lot of Zen temples in the area which we couldn't really see. But I think Hase. Oh no, we didn't go, did we?
We went to that.
We didn't go to temples.
We went to the
Shinto. We went to
the Shinto temple in Kamakura. Then we went to the Big Buddha. And when Andy had described it to me, he's like, Kamakura is beautiful. You get the Big Buddha, you get the temple, and it's also known for snacks. And then I emailed back, snacks? What do you mean? It's like literally there's snack stands everywhere. And what's funny is when you get off the train to go to the Big Buddha, you could literally eat your way to the Big Buddha.
Right.
There's like a snack place every 5 feet. There's okay, well this one's ice cream. This is pancakes with bean paste. And I was like, oh my god, it's literally every single couple of feet there's somewhere to eat, and they're all packed too. They're all packed, and then people go up to the
I was excited for the spiritual aspect of it. I'm particularly happy for the snacks.
Also was I.
Well, it was fascinating. It was really amazing.
We didn't go in.
No, we didn't. We didn't have time.
Yeah, and near the shrine, there's a back street where it's just snack stand street.
Really?
It's just everything. Yeah. Because we did, at that one temple, we got the grapes covered in grape candy.
Those were really good. Natalie got those for us.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That was great. And Sanae made rice balls for everybody.
Yeah, with bacon, except for yours.
Yes. Sanae's been craft service for this crew.
Is my name going to be Tokyo Unit?
Yes, you're going to be in
Tokyo
charge
Craft Services.
Tokyo Unit Craft Services.
And Natalie will be Umbrella Unit.
She's an umbrella wrangler.
Andrea's going to be translator and coordinator.
Translator. Transportation and location coordinator.
Mm-hmm.
And Andy will be a location coordinator too, because that place where we shot his family.
It's been unbelievable.
The Tokyo Drift crew.
It really feels like we've been here 2 months. All the places we've been to and seen.
I would love to go to Konagawa for several days. Kamakura. How do I keep doing that?
Well, maybe you want to go to Kamakura.
Kamakura is in the prefecture called Kanagawa.
All right.
That's why.
I'd actually like to go to every place we went to, but have more time.
Yeah, we're just running around with camera gear, getting shots. I'd love to just go.
The craziest thing is that we were at the place with the Big Buddha interviewing Natsue.
Right.
And we got recognized. Somebody came and said, "Hey, Graham."
That look on your face, I was like, shit.
I couldn't believe it.
I thought I was in trouble. Because we were shooting at this giant Buddha, and we just...
Some kind of form of Japanese CIA.
Yeah.
Where he just showed up and knew your name, had your papers in his hand.
I was like... Because we wanted to shoot Natalie's interview with the Big Buddha behind her, but I was like... Man, there's so much foot traffic. There's all these people. Are we going to get chased off? And then we were like, let's just find this corner and do it. And we're like, let's just do it. Nobody bugged us. No. Nobody cared.
Although all of the locals came by, and you could hear them mutter, American camera crew. American TV, television. Yes. But we got recognized. Somebody recognized you, and then came over, and then went, "Hi, Chris." And then they literally recognized us.
This guy, Chris, who's like, "I saw you and Doug Benson in Tempe, Arizona."
Yeah.
Like, what? And why are you here?
At the Big Buddha. Yeah.
Him
and his wife are English teachers.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It was such a beautiful day, and then we went to the robot restaurant, which is the craziest thing that's ever been invented by anything.
By far the craziest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah. I mean, if you took Cirque du Soleil in Vegas
and the Disney Electric Light Parade,
Light Parade,
and put them all together.
No, put them in a computer that's fueled by LSD, that's shot out of a laser of an autistic child's robot brain. That's
getting close.
It's getting close.
Because
it makes no sense. It's madness.
You made a great point. Like, it starts off kind of crazy. It's like a bunch of scantily clad girls doing drumming.
Right.
Half of them are blonde, half of them are brunette. They're segregated.
They're like
per hair
dueling
color.
on these movable
on the drums.
robot
and everything's
stages.
in remote control, moves back and forth. And as it progresses, like, that's kind of crazy. And then it gets crazier. There's like a battle between robots and like primitive natives, and then
they had some weird story. All of a sudden, it stops, and then you hear this. In a land far away.
Yeah, you get a little story.
And you're like, what?
I remember you cracking.
I could not. I was laughing.
Yeah.
When the battle in the jungle that then suddenly became an ocean, and there's like...
And there's a shark.
There's a shark, and there's like a woman on a robot gunship.
Yeah.
And then, who's going to defeat her? 3 girls in blonde wigs on a huge 30-foot snake.
Yeah.
I was laughing when that ended, and then the final battle ended.
Uh-huh.
And then the robot lounge act comes out. It doesn't make any sense. It's not. People listening are like, "Oh, Graham's just making this up as he goes along."
No,
I could not stop laughing, and I started yelling, "Do it for Mother Russia!" Because it added to the nonsensical. Like, whose brain came up with that?
The other thing too was fascinating is that it didn't have a lot of space. You're like in this tiny little basement, and there have giant parade floats that are like going by. And I think it really kicked in when the robot rave kicked in, when they had these giant robots, and the robots, everything's dancing and moving. I'm like, oh my God. And then the robot clown, who spent a fair amount of time in my corner, and we were just, it was literally right next to me. It was absolutely hilarious. It was just a big robot with like a clown wig, and he was on roller skates, and he would go around, get the crowd pumped up, and it was absolutely
I couldn't stop
fantastic.
yelling. I just was going, like you'd see something. I jumped out of my chair because there was like women on like a robot light ship that flew around.
Yeah. Well, that was like they stopped. They stopped the show, and then we could take pictures with the robots. We got a couple pictures. I'm like, oh, well, it must be over. Then they bring another. There's like another act after that. Then they're like on this giant airplane that's all lit up, and then that goes over your head. It was amazing. I could see why Andrea wanted to see it 3 times.
She was like, "You guys got to come to this."
Yeah.
We're like, okay.
And we were running late too, and she was like, "I'll go and get the tickets." And it's like, she's like, "Look, I'm getting excited. I'm going to go. We gotta go.
We gotta go. We're late." We're
and
like, okay.
And it's funny to watch her. I'm like, oh, I didn't think she could move that fast. She literally ran through the city and like a sprinter. Like she was the first we saw her. But we saw her, and then she disappeared.
Well, at one point before that, she started running, and you ran up to catch her, and Garrity was behind me, our DP, and he goes, wow, I didn't know Chris could run.
Yeah.
And I doubled over laughing in the subway station. I was laughing so hard at that remark.
Yes, I can run. Not as fast as Andrea.
She was really fast.
She took off, man. I was just like, oh, wow. And then we get in there. It was. If you're ever in Tokyo, you have to. And I honestly think you should try to do Big Buddha and Robot Restaurant in the same day. Just to see that's the spectrum of Japan. This 800-year-old Buddha. It's this tranquil, beautiful place.
You can go inside it, too.
You can walk inside of it. It's just like everything that's about Japan and Asia. And then just... it's insanity.
I know. I'm so proud being Japanese right now.
You should be. This is the most fantastically insane place I've ever been. Like
Good.
I love this place.
Good. Are you going to tell me about Maid Cafe?
Oh, yeah, and the Maid Cafe. Oh, my God, that was unbelievable. Graham wasn't with us, but the crew and I went to a Maid Cafe. Not 1, 2. First, we went to the first one, and Sanae was like asking her friends, like, what's the best Maid Cafe to go to? And they got one. We got there. It's very quiet. It's very tranquil. It's like a library. You could check out manga. And we didn't really know what it was, and because you have to pay money just to sit there for an hour.
Right.
And all the maids, everyone's dressed as maids, and they're characters. Each maid is a different character with different stats. They show you the book with all the different stats of each maid, and
skills.
the skills. And you see the regulars that kind of come and converse with the maids and realize it's like a whole role playing thing. Because you also see not just the maid role play, but then the customer role play too, like I'm going to ignore you. You're like, oh, master, no, you have to talk. And it was so amazing to see something that is very, very Japanese. You won't see that in every country, the maid cafe. So it was pretty quiet. I'm like, I was kind of expecting it to be a little louder. Yeah. And then Sanae goes, well, this is like the quiet ones. The tourists go to the loud ones. I said, well, no, I want to go to the loudest, dumbest one. And then the whole group goes, yeah, that's where we want to go to. Yeah,
loud and dumb. That's
loud and dumb. That's really what we're looking for.
Loud and dumb.
So when we found it, we went to the next one, and it was so much fun.
It was so much fun to see your faces lit up.
Oh yeah, it was absolutely hysterical. You go in, you look at the regulars, the maids come over, they talk to you, they converse, and then Sanae's drink got cursed by fairies because it was wrong, and then she kept calling Sanae princess and apologizing.
Yeah, she told me I was a forgiving princess.
Yeah,
that's very forgiving.
That's good.
And they bring the cappuccino over to you, and we had mocha cappuccinos, and then they draw little pictures in the foam for you. You pick which animal you want,
and you go moe.
Yeah, and then you go moe, and
moe.
Yeah, they come over, and then you pick which maid you want to have a picture with. So then they bring you up on the stage, and you each get a picture with the maid.
Yeah, of course.
So it was money well spent. And you get a little card at the end, so you could level up the more you go, and then your status improves.
We're like bronze master right now, but we can be silver.
We could be silver masters.
4 more times.
Well, these are goals now to all of us to have and want to achieve. All right.
So, moi.
Moi. Moi.
All right.
Got a sponsor.
We do have a sponsor.
TrunkClub.com. Now, you can get the Trunk Club right from our website. There's a banner ad.
So if you go to comedyfilmnerds.com and click on the Trunk Club banner ad, you can go right to them, which they're amazing. As I said, I think when I was at their location in Chicago.
Oh, yeah, you actually got to see their store.
It's amazing. I think there's only 2 or 3 of them in the country. I think it's like Chicago and maybe Dallas or D.C.
Now, it's for men. They are higher-end clothes, and you get your own stylist, which is fantastic. They literally send you a trunk of clothes. You check it out, but they already have talked to you, so they know kind of what you like and what you're interested in. But then they'll say, well, why don't you try this? We'll see if you like it. They experiment, too, and see what you like.
But in the best way. Like, they don't give you some crazy outfit.
Yeah, they're not going to send clown shoes. Unless you specifically said, I really like wearing clown shoes. I really like clown shoes. High-end clown shoes.
I'm walking the room.
Yeah.
But I said to the Alexis, my stylist, and Alyssa, who works in the marketing department, when I went to visit them, I was like, you guys are it's the best version of, and because sometimes a girlfriend will well, how come you don't want to wear the thing I suggested or whatever? And you're like, so it's like a thing. They're just like, try this, and if you don't like it, that's cool.
They don't get mad.
No, they don't get mad.
What they put in your trunk.
Don't get mad.
So what you do is you get the trunk. It's all free. The shipping's all free. And then you have 10 days to decide what you want and what you don't want. And you keep what you want, and you send the rest back again. Shipping is paid both ways. And then they just charge your credit card for what you want. Now, it is a little more expensive because it's higher-end clothes. So, but it's really, it's nice stuff. And I got to say, it fits really well.
Everything is... Yeah. I wore a shirt the other night. I went out to dinner with my buddy, Pete Tigzinski, who lives in Hong Kong, Tokyo. And I wore one of the Trunk Club shirts. It's amazing. It fits me. It's the best shirt that's ever fit me. And then when I went to their place in Chicago, they did it so bright. You get in there... I mean, I don't drink, but they've got a bar, so they're giving you free drinks. Then you hang out. They set it up. It's like a guy's hangout. It's like a pool hall or a cigar bar or something where you hang out and try on nice clothes.
Right. And just to add, too, I hate shopping for clothes, so it makes it even easier.
Yeah, I hate shopping for clothes.
They send it to your house.
She was saying that they have bachelor parties coming up. I was like, that's an
Really? That's a
amazing
great
bachelor
idea.
party.
Yeah.
Just come and try on clothes and goof off with your dumb buddies. Like,
Yeah.
And they were like, Graham, try this. And I put on this one buttoned-up collared shirt, which I never wear collared shirts. It's awesome. And I wore it out in Chicago. I went to a blues bar, and I'm like, all right, I like this shirt.
Mission successful.
I mean, they did it. They did it. They got. I'm a convert. So go to
Trunkclub.com.
Trunkclub.com, you guys, and trunk it, club it,
and clothe it up.
Clothe it up. All right, so let's talk about some movies now. Sanae,
Yes.
you
Hi.
said hi. You said you saw this some Chinese movie called Drug War.
Drug war.
What's that about?
Drug war. It really is about drug war. So,
But you said it's Yakuza?
Chinese.
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 What is the organized crime called in China? It's like they have like dragon clans, or they have like clans.
Isn't it here? A drug cartel boss was arrested in a raid is coerced into betraying his former accomplices as part of an undercover operation. Johnny Toe is the director.
I like Johnny Toe. It's just there's a lot of shooting in the end for about 12 minutes. I liked it.
What do you like about Johnny Toe?
Just violence.
You can direct violence compellingly.
Oh my god, I sound like a horrible person. But yeah.
Well,
I always liked the Hong Kong movie to start with, so.
Why? Did you grow up watching them?
Yes. I grew up watching Jackie Chan movies, so. That was huge when I was growing up, so. There's like a lot of, like, fan clubs.
No, I don't know if we'll get Drug War in the States. You think it'll come out?
Well, maybe. It came out in 2012. But you know what happens with a lot of these Hong Kong films? We'll get them a year or two later. You know,
Right, straight to DVD.
Well, yeah, straight to DVD, or Rick Myers is the guy to ask on.
Yeah, we'll ask him if it's coming out.
I love it, the episodes he's on, though.
Now we're going to do another one coming up next month.
We're going to Comic-Con.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true.
Oh, actually, we haven't announced that yet. Yeah, we're going to be on the Kunko Extravaganza.
Yeah, we'll do
Comic-Con next.
Come to Comic-Con, you guys. July, what is it? 24, 25, or 20?
In July.
Late July.
Yeah, I don't remember exactly. Wherever Comic-Con is, we'll be on that Thursday.
Yeah, if you guys go to the Comic-Con and look for...
We got to get back to the States before we can look at the schedule again.
We don't know what
we don't know what's going on.
I feel like this has been so amazing, but I just feel like I am completely out of touch. Like, I haven't seen any movie.
We're literally in another world.
I missed my brother's birthday. It was yesterday, I think, or 2 days ago.
Yeah.
Well, for the time change, it might still be today.
It's his floating birthday.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this, because we were talking about it earlier in the weekend. How you came to like samurai movies and Hong Kong movies and all that.
Oh, Hong Kong movies, I grew up watching them because they were on TV all the time. Everything was dubbed in Japanese, but Fridays and Saturdays you get like late night movie time, and you get Jackie Chan. I don't know what the title is in English, but there's one that's the more drunk you get, the stronger you get.
Drunken Master.
Oh yeah, I love that one. Yeah, so I grew up watching.
There was a bunch of those movies.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. I think I've seen them all because they were always on TV all the time. And samurai movies, my father is into samurai a lot. He likes the novels. He likes reading about samurais. He likes watching samurai movies. He loves Kurosawa. So, and because we weren't allowed to watch TV when we were growing up that much, the only TV we get is what they're watching. There's a lot of Kurosawa, so...
Well, The Seventh Samurai is
I think I saw it when I was like 7 or something.
7-year-olds love 3.5-hour samurai films.
That was good.
And that movie's been remade so many times, like in different itinerations, especially in American films. I mean, it's everything from westerns we've had to A Bug's Life is really Seven Samurai when you look at it.
Wow.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah.
Well, let me ask you this, Sanae. What is your favorite Kurosawa film? Is it Seven Samurai or...
No, it's Tsubaki Sanjuro.
Really? Which one is that? Does it have do we know it by a different title?
Sanjuro? Tsubaki-san.
What's it called? Bucky Sanjuro?
Bucky
Sanjuro?
Yeah. Tsubaki Sanjuro.
Wait, how am I spelling Kurosawa?
Kurosawa, yeah, that's right. No, Kuro.
Well, I will say, while you're looking at that, I'll tell you one of my favorite samurai movies, and it was one that caught me off guard because it didn't have a lot of fighting in it, but it went through kind of the hierarchy of the different samurais. Was Twilight Samurai. I absolutely loved that movie, and it was interesting where you have all these different rules and expectations of the different samurai, and depending on their status and how rich they were and how poor they were, but also how they were literally treated like, well, you're just another samurai. I need you to kill that guy, but he's a friend of mine. It doesn't matter. Your emperor says you got to kill that guy. You got to kill that guy, and why are you even questioning what we're telling you? And the only reason he was picked was because he knew how to use a short sword, because the guy was in a house. And it was like, well, if you know how to use a short sword, you have to go kill him for us. So it was a fascinating story.
The thing I liked about Twilight Samurai, and we were talking about this because you were telling us the other day, is, and I wasn't quite aware of this, but it made more sense after our conversation about how in the samurai culture, rice was how they were paid. Mm-hmm. So explain that. How?
The measurement of how rich you are as a samurai was by the rice, by how many bags of rice you get from the shogun. So either your Graham's samurai of 32 rice bags versus samurai of 34, you know.
Why does he get two more? You know what I mean? That's just bullshit.
Because I like more.
Oh, wow.
You know, 2 bags more.
Hashtag 2 bags more. That's what this episode is.
Rice, work it.
Hashtag rice. Hashtag work it. 2 more.
Hashtag rice, work it, 2 more. Well, yeah, I'm doing this episode under protest. If I'm getting 2 less bags, I'm gonna go on a hunger strike.
Well, next time, kill the other samurai that the shogun tells you to kill.
Yeah, maybe
no back talk.
Maybe I stop getting so yappy with the shogun. Maybe you get a couple more bags of rice. You ever think about that?
Yeah. It's, maybe under your pillow. Maybe next time. The rice fairy will deliver those extra 2 bags.
Is this the same one that hooked up her drink at the main cafe?
Yeah.
Well,
But now, how did they earn currency, though? If you're being paid in rice, like, then how does the currency work?
That kind of slips. I think they sold the rice.
Oh, okay.
Either that or I think I was paid by rice. Maybe I'm not saying it right. Rick Myers might get really upset. Well, I know that it was measured by how many bags of rice you get.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think also in money. Maybe
it was a mix of it's like having a salary and stock options.
Yeah,
it was like you get.
Yeah, Chris.
Yeah, it's exactly as
what was the 401k like for the samurai?
So if you invest 2 bags of rice, in 10 years,
did they do a rice matching program?
Either that or they paid everything by the rice. I don't remember. For some reason, it just slips my mind. I don't remember. But
the richer samurais, they cap out,
and they
Well, I mean, getting back to Twilight Samurai, which I thought was an amazing film, it did really talk about. It really got into the hierarchy and how he was sort of a lower.
He was very
low samurai, and
it was a love story too.
Yeah,
it was a really good love story too.
Love story. The movie you're talking about, at least how we know it in the States, is Sanjuro.
Sanjuro.
Does it have a different
title? Came out in 1962.
1962, and this is a crafty samurai helps a young man and his fellow clansmen save his uncle, who's been framed. This is another Kurosawa film, and of course it stars...
Framed and kidnapped, I think.
In
mansion.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And it's starring Toshiro Mifune.
Mifune Toshiro.
Yeah.
Toshiro Mifune.
He is
Doesn't he work with Kurosawa?
He was in a lot of his movies. And this is just... go into why specifically you like Sanjuro the best out of Kurosawa's work.
Well, it's a comedy. but then it's not a comedy. And I don't want to spoil it too much, but it's just, I don't know, it's a comedy in the form of samurai, but then you get a lot of samurai mentality and like rules and what they honor and what they don't honor. And in the end, the uncle rescued says, "A really good sword is kept in the sea." And he says to Sanjuro, "But you're not, so I can't hire you." And Sanjuro just leaves. And I love that. You know, that's how it ends, and I love it. And he goes, "Yeah, well, I can't stay in the sea." And he just leaves, and I love it.
Wow, that's
Sanjuro is like the total stranger to the whole clansman and the young man, but he somewhat got pulled into it and like really did a lot to help them rescue this uncle. But it's just, the uncle is like this old man who doesn't look sharp at all, but he goes, "Well, they've asked me to hire you, but I can't. You're too sharp. You're like a sword without a seat."
When you say seat, you mean like a sheath?
Sheath. Yeah. Saya.
Saya. Katana and saya. Yeah. Well, yeah, that's the old samurai saying, "Victory comes with the sword, still in the scabbard."
Yeah.
Which is awesome. This type of stuff, because Kurosawa, I'm trying to think now, there was an amazing documentary that came out maybe 10 years ago about Kurosawa. God, you guys, I can't remember the name of it. Let's do this. But anyway, in that documentary, they talk to, God, where is that? Miscellaneous.
Well, while you're looking for that, I'll tell the fans that if you want to see where the inspiration for the original Star Wars came from, was Kurosawa's movie The Hidden Fortress.
Fortress, yeah.
And it was everything from, you could see where R2-D2 and C-3PO were born, to there's actually, it almost looks like a lightsaber battle. So if you want to check out Hidden Fortress, you can see George Lucas's how he was inspired by that movie to make Star Wars.
Well, yeah, I mean, Star Wars was, Yoda is Buddha. The Jedi
is Buddha.
Huh?
Okay.
And the samurai, Jedi or samurai, until he added that midichlorian bullshit in the prequels.
You say they're biologically determined to be Jedi?
So it's not just about unlocking the greatness within you, just you got to have a...
And how we're all connected. No, you have more bacteria in you than somebody else.
Your cell count makes you an asshole.
Yeah.
Sorry.
But let's, you want to talk about some movies we saw
on the plane? Okay. So I saw The Lady, which is about... first it stars Michelle Yeoh.
From Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon?
Yes. It is... It's a beautiful film. It came out in 2011. It's about the true story of Aung San Suu Kyi.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Burma's... she was leading the democracy movement. In Burma, she was like under house arrest for 10 years or whatever.
On that.
And yeah, it's like 15 or 20 or something.
Long time. Luc
Besson directed it.
Okay.
And it's got amazing performances by her, obviously, but also, I don't know if I'm pronouncing it, David Thewlis, who, he was in Harry Potter, he was in, Notting Hill. Like, he's this, like, kind of English character actor, and he plays her husband.
Yeah, because she's married to a British guy.
Yeah, she was married to a British guy who was like an Oxford professor. So he's playing this guy that's considerably older. And so it's amazing makeup. And Michelle Yeoh, for me personally, and I think maybe a lot of American audiences, this is the first movie I've ever seen her not be an action star.
Oh.
I'm sure she's got a huge career in China, so I'm sure she's done a lot of drama and stuff. But we in America haven't seen much of it. We've only seen her as the action star, which she's great at. And of course, obviously, as she's getting older, it's hard to do all that stuff. But this movie is one of those things you're watching it on a plane, going, how is this on a plane? Like, like, I think it got a very limited release in the States when it came out a couple years ago, but it is really worth tracking down and seeing. Because, first of all, the story, this actual story of this woman and what is going on in Burma, is impressive. And then these performances by her and David Twillis are really compelling. And just what because knowing it's a true story, he's in England, she's in Burma, they're trying to raise kids. It's just...
And she came back to Burma, even though a lot of people said don't.
Don't come back. Yeah, her mother got sick.
Yeah, because it was her country and she wanted to return.
Because her father was leading the democracy movement, and then he got killed, and so the family was sort of like because it's a military dictator who's running the country, and so he just kind of like, that family is bad, and so... And the shit that those governments pull, and all the... Like, I remember just hearing about it in the news in terms of, like, from the U.S. vantage point of, like, some Americans trying to get international pressure on the Burmese government. And so this is a really, like, a human look at what that was and what that would be like to go through that, and the sacrifice that this woman made for her country. It's an amazing film. It's really worth tracking down and checking out.
Great.
So I would look into that. And
I saw Grand Budapest Hotel. Now, I felt like I'm the last person to see this movie. Everyone else has already seen it, and I'm so glad I caught it on the airplane. Now, I loved it. I thought it was really fun and fantastic. I liked the way that Wes Anderson kind of took a fantastical tone to it. Like, this is, it's not a real place, it's not a real hotel, but it's not even a real war or anything. They're just kind of places that everything from the colors in the film to the locations and the acting, it just had this kind of faraway place, but it's such a fine line between this is familiar, but it's also different. And it was great. It was the acting was great. The story was really fun. It was one of his lighter films. I wouldn't call this a heavier Wes Anderson film, but it was the thing I liked about it. Is, and you make this point sometimes too, he didn't try to be Wes Anderson-y in this movie. Like, he's like, oh, this is all the stuff I do in my movies. And because as a director, he's hit or miss for me. But the movies I've really liked. And this is the one I really liked. I think this one, Moonrise Kingdom, and then one that people don't seem to like as much is Darjeeling Limited, I really liked. So definitely check this out if you haven't. It's really worth seeing. It's fun. It's funny. Ralph Fiennes does an amazing job, and everything from the supporting characters just to the story, and it has a fantastic cast, and it's one of those great kind of like, you could kind of describe it as like an adult fairy tale. It's got like all those elements of like a children's fairy tale, but it's like an adult story, but it has the colorful characters. It's got grandiose sets that pretty much are like castles, and you have royalty, you have all those things in different measures. So it was a really fun, light film. It was a great movie to actually see on a plane, although it's a movie that I want to see again, to see it like on a bigger screen and hear the audio better and all that stuff. So I'll probably check it out again, but it's worth your time.
Did you get a chance to see this, Sanae?
It just came out in Japan 3 days ago. Thanks for the spoiler.
Do you like Wes Anderson?
Oh, yeah.
What are your favorite Wes Anderson movies?
The Royal Tenenbaums.
Yeah? Why?
There's no why to Wes Anderson movies. You like it or you don't. And
I gotta agree with that too. Like,
there's no way, like, why do you like it? It just, if you like it, you do. You don't,
either resonates with you or it doesn't, and each one is different.
Right, and I really like the Royal Tenenbaums.
My favorite scene in the Royal Tenenbaums. Well, there's so many good scenes in the Royal Tenenbaums where. Spoiler alert. Where there's so many. Gene Hackman, I think, is he's what does it for me in there.
Amazing.
When he's calling the Ben Stiller's kids, and he's calling us like, so what are you guys doing this afternoon? Well, we have karate lessons. He goes, we have karate class. He goes, I'm not talking about dance lessons. I'm talking about throwing a brick through the other guy's windshield. I'm talking about getting it out and cutting it up. It's just like, I love that. And then when another spoiler, this is a big spoiler alert, when he fakes having cancer and Danny Glover calls him on it, and everyone is all in the room, and they catch him, and they all realize it, and he gets up and goes, I guess I'm going to be the bad guy in this one. Like, no. Like,
it's so natural in that movie.
He's so great.
He is so great.
My favorite Wes Anderson movie, I think, by far, has got to be Rushmore. Because that movie...
Well, that's kind of what put him on the map, too. That's the one that really, okay. And Bottle Rocket, not as many people knew about. Rushmore is the one that kind of broke out.
Because Bottle Rocket was like, whatever, they made that movie. Right. It was based on a short. They made it for
Oh, and Fantastic Mr. Fox is really good, too.
I think lately, though, Moonrise Kingdom and Budapest Hotel have just been like... I don't know. Like, he had a couple misses in there for me. But these last two, I loved Moonrise Kingdom.
I liked it, too. Yeah, I thought it was great.
And this Budapest, like, F. Murray Abraham, just like you said, the supporting cast.
Yeah.
He's
great.
He's amazing.
I haven't seen it yet.
You'll love it.
You'll love it, Sanae. I think you'll love it. It
just came out 3 days ago.
So you got to go see it. Once we leave, because we've basically abducted you.
Yeah. We get rid of you, yeah.
You mean we're going to get deported?
Yeah. No.
Real quick, I know we had a custom scare getting into Australia, which we talked about in the last episode with CJ, and so we're all like,
all right, we got it. What's our plan for Japan?
Tokyo,
we got to figure it out.
Country's really
it's
by the book.
It's going to be much stricter. Yeah.
And they just waved us in, trouble.
Yep.
And because we're all like, we got to stay together.
Yeah.
So I can talk us through it. And they're like, nope, got to spread out separate lines. And I was like,
they literally spread us out, and then we all went through. Then we were trying to wait for each other, and like, nope, you got to keep walking.
Wait. And I was like, oh, here we go.
Yeah.
And I was just out there, and I see Andrea with her sign. I'm like, and I wasn't as like, hey, excited, because I was like, oh no,
we're not all here yet.
Oh no, where is everybody? And I'm like, hey, cool sign. And I'm like, then Garrity comes out, Jesse comes out, Dan comes out. I'm like, all right,
we're done.
I was like, that was it? No one got hung up?
Yeah. And we actually had a PA meet us in Tokyo. That's what was so fantastic.
Yeah, their friend Corey, man. Yeah. This guy...
Because his mom works for an airline.
Yeah, works for an airline, so he flies for free. He goes, well, it wasn't free. I had to pay $300. I'm like, that's not bad.
Oh, yeah, for a first class.
For first class. I'm like, fuck you. That's $300 to fly first class. That's free. $300 for first class in the States is a great deal.
So you didn't have to pay to check a bag either.
Yeah, assholes. You got your hot towels. I'm not that mad, because I flew business class.
Business class.
Business class.
Yeah.
Business class. Well, I don't know. It's so funny.
So anyway, that was cool. So the other movie that I saw on I think the Kuala Lumpur to Tokyo leg was a film that I was watching. Some of the guys were watching, I think, on one of the Kiwanis flights to Perth. It's called this documentary called Uncharted Waters. Which is a shocker surf documentary.
Wow. I think you'd have seen them all by now.
Well, that was the thing that was so cool, and why I love, when you fly internationally, is they'll put movies from whatever country, airline you're on, because you'll find some movie like this, which is about a documentary about this surf legend Wayne Lynch, who I had never heard of personally, and it talks about his upbringing. Like in the 60s, and at age like 14, he was just blowing people away at surf competitions, and became this phenom in the late 60s as a teenager, as a 16, 17, 18-year-old guy, and it was just like he was just doing stuff that was sort of transcendent, like any of these sort of wonder kids, and then the Vietnam War hits, and he's like, nope, and goes underground, and it's just such a compelling story of what he did. And also, it's a really great...
Is this an Australian film?
It's an Australian film, because he's an Australian surf legend.
Okay.
He grew up in Victoria, I think, southwestern coast. And so he talks a lot about in these... because Australia is the size of North America, but it has,
far less people.
80% or 90% fewer people than the States. And so he was talking about going out to these crazy surf breaks that no one had ever surfed. And was like, all right, and jumping off some cliff to paddle out.
Yeah. I mean, we were landing in Newman. We're looking, there is nothing here.
And
all you see is plains and mountains and nothing.
When we were flying in to Newman, It's outback. There's not like roads. Like
No.
I was trying to like if you ever do the drive from like L.A. to Vegas and you get out into the desert in Nevada and there's nothing. It's like that though, but 70%.
But as a country,
70% of your country is like that. It's insane. So it talks about how big and vast and not that densely populated Australia is, and why that factored in not making him a great surfer is he went out to these crazy breaks that no one was surfing and was doing things on his board. Anyway, it's a great documentary. I don't know where you'd find it. It's called Uncharted Waters, and it's about surf legend Wayne. If you're an Australian, listen to this. You might already know who he is, but it's and again, it does that thing. You don't have to be a surf nut to like it. It's a good doc, so I would check that out. Yeah, we're doing solid. All right, well, I think that's our show.
It's exciting. 2 international shows.
Back to back.
And obviously we've got plenty of announcements. The website got rebuilt. I mean, it's like not, it's not like we bit off more than we could chew or anything, doing all these things at once. We're still working on that, and also
who the fuck's idea was it to come to these countries and do this movie? Was it mine or yours?
We think we'd share some responsibility on that.
Like every time something bad would happen, one of us would say,
"Whose idea was this?"
Yeah, the crew would point to both of us.
So we all want to mention too that the summer movie preview 2014 is out, $1.99 at the Comedy Film Nerds site. It will be on iTunes later, but it's not there yet. So it's just $1.99. You can download it. It is an MP3, so you can download it and then throw it right into iTunes yourself if you like.
If you want to do that, buy it through us. We will get it up on iTunes. That just is a lengthier process.
It just takes a little more time.
We're have been jumping around continents.
Yeah, there's that.
Literally.
There is that. And of course, guys, you can, the earbuds, we've been posting all these photos.
So if you want to pre-order the movie, comedyfilmnerds.com. We have the $25 and $50 tiers, and also we have a custom tier if you want to just add, anything you want. We can emulate any of the Kickstarter tiers, most of them anyway. The other thing is someone emailed on Facebook just to let you guys know. He did a $50 tier but then changed his mind. He actually wants the $100 poster tier. If you want to up your tier, that's perfectly fine. Just go in and to the Comedy Film Nerds site, add the extra money in the custom, and put in the customer notes, hey, I already did the $50 tier. I want to up this to the this tier. So that's fine. We can handle an upgrade.
But you guys, this film has been amazing. The stuff we've been shooting, the interviews we've been getting, the footage.
It's going to be a great movie. I know we're biased.
Yeah,
but it's going to be a great film. I mean, we weren't going to, like we said at the beginning, we're not going to half-ass this. We're either going to do it all the way correctly or not at all.
And honestly,
that's why we didn't ask for $30,000. We could have gotten a couple interviews in LA and called it a movie. We didn't want to do that.
No, this has been such an amazing experience. Just like for Chris and I as a company, as filmmakers, and just personally, the stuff that we've been getting and seeing.
It's been the experience of a lifetime. It really
has. And honestly, the movie was it's obviously about the connection of podcasters and the fans, and we're living it. Yeah. We're in a hotel room looking at the Tokyo Tower with, 2 fans here who have helped us immensely.
Yeah.
There's no way we could have made this movie. We're running around Tokyo. I don't know what the fuck we're doing. We don't know we're doing. Everything's in Japanese. There's no way. We got a film crew of 5-6 guys lugging gear around, changing trains.
Yeah, and as soon as we met too, Sanae and Andrea and Andy, it felt like we already knew them. It really was. It was the same kind of feeling that they say from listening to us. It really felt like, literally, we just met, but we feel like we've known you for a while, and it's been great hanging out with them all week.
Yeah, it's been a blast. We shoot all day.
It's been great hanging out with you guys.
Domo.
Arigatou gozaimasu. I got a very good friend out of it, and you guys got best crew. I mean, I have always been on this side of screen as far as films go, but now I'm on the other side a little bit and got to learn quite a lot.
Yeah, what B-roll means.
Yeah.
That's a word we throw around a million.
That's pretty much all I learned. But, yeah.
And sticks.
And you guys have the best crew. They're all amazing. They're amazing, really. Very hardworking. But I didn't see them complain even once. Even in the pouring rain, they didn't.
I had to tell them to stop smoking at a temple, but other than that...
Being a bunch of 25-year-old Americans.
Dumb Americans.
Yeah, dumb Americans. Like,
it's not like the Japanese do it anyway.
They've been doing a fantastic job.
Yeah, they're great. And I've made a lot
really
of
hardworking
friends out of
guys.
it, and especially Andrea. We connect so much, and these guys, I don't. But
Andrea, do you want to come and say hello?
yeah, I do.
No, she's just deathly nervous.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you'll see
Spectator.
what Andrea looks like in the documentary.
She's more Japanese than I am.
And also, I've been posting photos on Facebook and Twitter. But if you go to my personal Twitter account, you'll see a lot of photos that I'm just posting on the spot.
And I've been doing this series of Graham Lost in Japan or Lost in Translation.
It's been great.
It's been so amazing. Like, I can't even.
You guys are coming back, right?
We're coming back.
Yeah,
we're coming back to screen this.
screen.
We're coming back to screen because I've posted stuff on Twitter and I didn't realize this. There's all these other fans in other parts of Japan.
Yeah.
Who are like, oh, are you coming down to shoot here and there? Like, no. But we're going to have a screening.
I live on top of Mount Fuji.
Yeah.
Are you coming down?
No, we're not. I live in a submarine.
Yeah.
So we will be back to screen this movie.
Because if you do screen, I can always tell people. I mean, there's a lot of bilingual Japanese here. And
Yeah.
some of them are really interested because I've been posting what I'm doing.
Great.
We're going to screen it here in Japan. There's no two ways about it. We're definitely screening it in Australia, and we'll be back here next spring to screen the film because we have to show it here. Where we shot all this stuff and ran around, and it's been
party
so amazing. So, all right, guys, follow us. One of the other ways you can help. If you're like, oh, I don't have that much money to whatever, which we totally understand, you can like the Earbuds and the Comedy Film Nerd fan page, my personal fan page. You can follow Earbuds on Twitter and Comedy Film Nerds on Twitter.
Yep.
You can follow me on Twitter.
You can follow Sanae at Lotus
Lotus _0569.
69. Andrea is Wasabi Distro.
_distro.
All right, Wasabi _distro.
And I'm Chris J. Mancini.
Chris J. Mancini. Chris has a website and all that stuff. And you can, positive reviews on iTunes. All those
That always helps.
All those little things help, guys. Even though you might not think that it does, it absolutely does.
Even like just a positive review of the book on Amazon. Anything helps.
Anything like that.
That's all free.
Stuff you can do for free, and it takes 20 seconds to do. So, thank you guys for everything, and I'm glad you finally got to hear Sanae. She was very nervous about doing this episode. She's like, my English is so bad. So please, everybody tell her on Twitter and Facebook how good her English was, that you understood everything she said, because it's ridiculous. She's like, speaks this really good English and then says, no one can understand me.
Handshot fast.
And of course, this week I'll be headlining Comedy Attic in Bloomington, Indiana, June 12 through 14. Whoa. We're going to interview Erin.
One of my best friends.
Yes, who's one of the best friends, and her and Vanessa helped Sanae during the earthquake on Twitter and Facebook, which is awesome that they did that. And
Morgan and
Neil
and Dave Anthony.
Dave Anthony, all the Kitten Hands Kitten Hands Army united. So I hope all you guys can make it to the festival, LA Podfest, September 26th through the 28th. Go to lapodfest.com. I think Sanae might be there.
Yeah, you might get to see Natalie too.
Natalie's going to be there because she's living in the States now. Erin is going to be there. I think Vanessa's coming. Vanessa, you got to come out. You're a travel agent. You have no excuses.
Work it out.
Yeah, make it.
Work it.
Hashtag work it Austin. And, of course, we're going to be doing fan interviews at the Comedy Attic June 14th. These are our last fan interviews. That is our show. Go to trunkclub.com, buy some nice clothes. And we want to thank our guest, Sanae.
Hi.
All right, we'll do one more before you go.
Highlander 2, The Quickening. What? I don't know why that's so funny.
I love your sister were doing the stereotypical Japanese voice. Well, that was like, that's the Japanese version.
That's what they do in the Maid Cafe.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah, that's how they talk. Yeah. It's a whole character thing. It's hilarious.
All right.
So, all right, guys.
Thank
you,
Andrea
so
Hope
much. Yep, and Andy Utek for thank you all for making this trip
and Natalie
much smoother than it would have been without you. That is our show.
That's our show. Thank you to everybody. My name is Graham Elwood.
And I'm Chris Mancini. And as always, remember,
Han shot first.
Han shot first.
That was great.